students. So for today, we are going to talk about general conventions for food and beverage service. So the conventions are the things that you are going to do inside the restaurant or in any other department. Number one, we have always work as part of the team. So rationale on that one is all members of the team should know and be able to do their own job well to ensure a smooth, well-organized and disciplined operation. So you need to become a team player so that the work inside the restaurant or in any other department will be smooth and there will be no hassle when you are going to do your job. Second one is work hygienically and safely. So for the protection of other staff and customers from harm and to avoid accidents, specifically if you're going to do work during the COVID pandemic season, there are chances na makakuha mo sa virus and therefore you need to work hygienically, following protocols on cleanliness and proper grooming. The third one is to pass other members of staff by moving to the right. Having an established rule about each member of staff always moving to the right avoids confusion and accidents. So always remember that if you are in a convention or placement, kung ahaw man lakaw is always sa right sa inyong mga kauban, dili kay sa left. Depends on the situation kung saan nasabutan sa inyong team. And then we have avoid contact between fingers and mouth or hair. So avoid holding or touching any parts of your mouth, your fingers, your hair, or whatever, because the rationale of that one is if contact between fingers and mouth or hair, etc. is unavoidable, then hands must be washed before continuing with service. Always wash hands after using the toilet so that there will be no chances of food contamination, in which mo na siyang atong gina-prevent, no? Because when we hold our hands in other parts of our body, it will cause cross-contamination. And then you need to cover your cuts and sores. So covering cuts and sores with waterproof plasters or dressing is essential health and safety practice. Always remember you are not allowed to work if you have cuts or sores or whatever sa inyong kamot, because it can come in contact with the food you are going to serve. And then use checklist for preparation tasks. Using checklist ensures that all members of staff complete all preparatory tasks in the same way. For example, housekeeping duties, future layouts rather. You have your linen, paper, glassware, tableware, crockery, condiments, accompaniments, and any other things that you are going to use during the service. So you always need to have a checklist so that kanatanan is ma-prepare mo siya daan. And then going next to prepare service areas in sequence. So you need to ensure service areas are laid out and housekeeping duties have been completed before the preparation for service begins. So this can save time and unnecessary duplication and effort afterwards. You always need to do mise en place and mise en scene. So mise en place means you are going to provide all the things that you are going to need during the service and the operation. Mise en scene is you are going to prepare the area for the operation. And then consider using white gloves so that you can be sure that your hands will be protected from anything that you will come in contact with. Maybe dili ka diretso mainitan because of the gloves you are wearing. And then use a model layup. So lay one initial full place setting to use as a model for all staff to measure again. So place setting is usually about 60 centimeters wide. So in the table, you always need to have a layup first of the cover that you are going to use so that the others can also see, So kanang plato nga makita ninyo nang naadaan sa table, mo na siya gitawag na tog layup or model layup. And then you hold glasses or cups of the base or by the handle. Never ever hold glasses ilahang rim or sa ilahang lawas because you will leave fingerprint marks, it's not good and it's unsanitary. And then you hold cutlery in the middle at the sides between the thumb and forefinger. Ana siya pagunit. I will show you later on on how to hold glasses and also the cutleries so that you will know how to properly hold them. So sa inyong balay, you can also apply this. And then you need to lay table place settings from inside out. So this makes table laying easier. Place a center to the cover. Then lay tableware in order from the inside going outwards going in. So and then you need to use standard layups. And then fully or partly lay the table before a meal begins. So most often tables are fully laid before a meal, but this may vary. For instance, there is no need, or sometimes ang restaurants dili sila magbutang daan of plates or whatsoever ng mga table appointments on top sa table, but there are also other restaurants na magbutang sila. So it depends upon the situation or the procedures sa isa ka restaurant. And then you place items on a table consistently. Make sure that any twisted or patterned crockery or glassware is always placed the same way around on a table and that it is evenly spaced. And then you need to place items low to high. So lower items should be placed near the customers and taller items behind or the side of this. So this make items easily accessible by the customers and helps avoid accidents. And then you need to place items according to a customer's position of the table. So for example, you have a round table, you need to also set up your cover, no, para easy ang access, no, dili siya maglisod. And then you need to use checklists for all aspects of service once again, and then be aware of customers who may have additional needs. Always be attentive and always be alert when a customer calls your attention, because night times nga, say for example, mo nakang-serve tanan, but then ang atong customer na pa siya additional needs and wants from you, so you need to be alert all the time. And then you need to use order notation techniques. The use of such techniques helps any server to identify which member of a party is having a particular item of food or beverage. So say for example, loyal customers na to ang naa. So you need to memorize all of them, and you need to be familiar with all those loyal customers so that you will remember kung sa food or beverage ang iyahang ganahan. And then avoid leaning over customers. So you need to have a physical distance with your customers, avoid going near sa ilaha. You take food, wine, and drink orders through the host. And then you serve cold food before hot food. You serve wine before food. So first is your beverage before the food. So for example, you're going to serve yung dish, no, which is meat. So for example, so you're going to serve first the wine. Ayha ang inyong food. And then use under plates or liners to for the purpose of not spilling. And another thing is that if you are going to serve dili siya hugaw lang tawon, no, when you serve only soup bowls or any other plates without liners, if na kay liner man good, you can be sure na limpyo ang imuhang pag-serve sa guest. And then you need to also use service silvers or platters or plates with napkins on mats to prevent items from slipping. No, but we are usually using bar trays that are rubberized, so there are no chances na mo slip siya. No, but always remember to clean the rubberized nga tray. Hold flats, food dishes, and run trays in the palm of the hand. Ana, and then use dish papers on other plates. No. And then start service from the right hand side of the host with the host last, no? So sa right gikan padulong sa iyang left. And then you need to serve the women first. As basic rule, kinahanglan babae ang una i-serve compared sa lalaki, no? And then silver serve food from the left hand side of the customer when you do silver service. And then use separate service gear for different food items. Ayaw nga isagol-sagol ang dry na service appointments imo ang gamiton pud sa liquid, no, or na-liquid. So it's unsanitary and it's not good to look at. And then serve foods onto plates consistently, and you serve plated foods from the right hand side of the customers. And then you need to also serve all beverage from the right hand side, considering and added to tanang glasswares nimo sa right hand side. And then always use trays. Do not forget to use trays. If and only if ang inyong restaurant na trabahoan po or inyong OJT-han is walay trays, for example, dili ma-accommodate-tanan mo, then there's possibility that you're going to use your hand, no? And then you separate the serving, a table from food or drink collection, and sideboard workstation clearing. And then here from the right-hand side of the customer, mag-serve ta usually sa left, going right, but there are some cases nga sa right-hand side ta mag-una. And use checklist for task required for clearing after the service. Always remember to clear the table of the guest after service so that ang magsunod, limpyo ang ihang maabtan nga table. Okay? And then we have also basic technical skills. So there are 6 basic technical food and beverage service skills, which we are going to talk about ani nga next nga part sa video. So number 1 is holding and using a service spoon and fork. So expertise in this technique can only be achieved with practice. So you are going to use service spoon and fork for service. And then the purpose of the service spoon and fork is to enable the waiter to serve food from flat dish to the customer's plate quickly and to present the food in the plate well. So I'll be showing you that one. I'll be placing a picture here so that you can see. But all of this you can see in your module already. So I'll be the one lecturing you na so that you can have an idea on what to do. So the service fork should be positioned above or on top of the service spoon. And then the key to developing this skill is locking on the ends of the serving spoon and fork with the small finger and the third finger. And then the spoon and fork are maneuvered with the thumb and the index and second fingers. So alternatively, service fork can be turned to mold with the shape of the items being served. Okay, so in here, figure 2.1, in the first basic skill that we are going to talk about is the holding of the service spoon and fork. So in here, you can see inside dagway, no? So hand position or holding a service spoon and fork, stage 1, stage 2, and then stage 3. So you need to practice that one, because it's one of the skill of a good waiter or waitress. But then I'll be placing a picture on top so that you can see kung saan siya. Just an image, no? And then next is carrying plates. So you need to carry clean plates in a stack using both hands or using a tray. When carrying clean plates, it to be placed on the customer's table. A single hand is used to hold the plates, and the right hand is used to place the plates at each cover on the customer's table. If the plates are hot and the plates are held with service cloth, placed on the palm of the left hand. And the service cloth is then used on the right hand to hold the hot items, placing them in front of the customers. So in here, you have hand positions, figure 2.2. The initial hand position for the first plate, care must be taken to ensure that the first plate is held firmly as succeeding plates are built up from here. So the second plate will rest firmly on the forearm and the third and fourth fingers. So you can see also here a picture, not just a picture because I'll be giving you a video no next lecture video that I'll be giving you. And then the second plate is positioned on the left holding hand. So I'll be teaching you on that one how to hold plates, using your hand. That's the second one. And then you need the third one is using a silver salver or a tray. So you carry clean glasses too and remove dirty glasses from a customer's table using the tray also. So a silver service salver is a round silver or stainless steel tray. We do not have really a salver here in school, but then we have a round bar tray, so we can use that also. And then you need to place a napkin in the tray to help prevent items from slipping on the tray as they are being carried. So you need to carry all table appointments that are placed before and after the service. You need to use either silver salver or round tray or rubberized trays. And then we have next carrying glasses, carrying cutleries, cups and saucers, cylinder flat. When you use a service plate, a service plate is a joint plate with a napkin upon it. So it's a big plate, usually used for service. You place there clean cutleries, and you need to remove it also from the table for clearing side plates and side knives. For crumbing down, for clearing the table after the main course or any other stage of the meal if necessary, and for clearing accompaniment from the table as and when necessary. So the same with using the silver salver, the service plate is also used when you're going to clear the table of the guest. And then, when carrying glasses, there are two basic methods of carrying glasses. Here you can see in the module that you have at home, you have there a picture in figure 2.3 on how to carry glasses by hand. So, when goblet should be positioned between alternate fingers, yung stem niya, yung pinaka-base after the stem, the wine goblet should only be carried in one hand. So, allowing the other hand to remain free to steady oneself in case of emergencies because you are carrying glasses. I'll be giving you a video on that one also on how to practice carrying glasses. Unfortunately, you cannot do this since we only have wine glasses here in school, and we are not allowed to do face-to-face laboratories. Either way, I can show you how to do this so that you can still learn by just watching and observing the video. And then you also need to know how to the second one is by hand, and then by using a silver salver or a round tray or any tray that you have. In school, we have rectangular and round trays, so you can use that in carrying glasses for service. And then when next is carrying and using large trays or utility trays. So these are used for carrying food from the kitchen to the restaurant, as many as you can, so that dili ka pwede, because it's a rule sa tuang na we are not allowed to get outside sa kitchen without serving as many as we can. So therefore, you need to use utility trays for that. And then service in rooms and lounges, and then clearing from sideboards or workstations, and clearing from tables as well as carrying equipment. So you need to load as much as you can carry. You are not forced. You're not forced to carry that much. But as much as possible, you can clean one table. It's good enough. And then going into that, after all those necessary skills that you need to learn as a waiter or waitress, you need also to understand that we are talking about attributes here of an effective food and beverage service personnel. So we are going to tackle interpersonal skills. Okay? So interpersonal skills centers on the interactions between customers and you yourself as the service providers. So this has implications for the way customers are treated, and conversations between customers and staff override conversations between staff. When in conversation with customers, staff should not, number one, talk to other members of staff without first excusing yourself from the customer. Always remember that we are attending to our customers, and we want to make them feel that they belong, that they're important, because they are the ones providing for our income. And if there is a possibility na naay mag-question sa imong or mag-ask of help, please excuse yourself first sa customer so that dili sila ma-feel na fed up sila because imo silang gibiyaan, okay? And then you need to interrupt interactions or not interrupt interactions between customers and staff, but should wait until there is a suitable moment to catch the attention of the other member of staff so that they may excuse themselves from the customers first. Ayaw pag-practice anang busy ang isa and then you're going to talk to them to ask for help because they are still attending guest or customer. Always look for an opportunity first before you're going to ask for their help, and always let them excuse themselves first, before you need to talk to the other staff. Or maybe you're not allowed to interrupt conversations, and then you're not also allowed to serve customers while carrying a conversation between themselves and talk across a room either to each other or to customers. You're not allowed to shout to other customers na nasa layo, when you are doing service, because it is unethical and it's not good for the customers, because the customers will feel like naa sila sa merkado instead na naa sa restaurant. Okay? So I have here another topic in dealing with customers. So when you are dealing with your customers, you need to address them by their name or a formal one, ma'am or sir or madam. You need these particular points during the service. You need to do these interpersonal skills when dealing with customers so that you can have an effective job, an effective function when it comes to dealing with customers. So number one is you need to show customers to their table. Always lead and walk with them at their pace. Ayaw pagpaspas, ayaw paghinay kaayo. So in the middle lang. So you need to show them to their tables. Ikaw ang mag-una so that you can show the table to the customers. And then you need to sit the customers. Palingkuro nimo sila. So ladies first, descending in age unless the host is a lady. So say for example, if there are 3 important people there, including also the male. So we have a female, bata, tapos matanda. So the first one that we're going to attend, is the seniors, and then the kids, and then the women, and the male. But if, for example, babae o lalaki ra na, then you need to first attend to the female first, ay male. It's not an excuse na dili nimo isit ang lalaki sa ilang table. We are also responsible for sitting our male customers, bisan pag-buy ka nga waitress, or service provider. So always know the importance of the customers first, and then handling the coats and the wraps, or maybe if they have heavy coats na gisuot, so handle with obvious care. And then you handle menus or wine list to customers and offer the list the right way around and open for the customer and wait for the customer to take it. Always give the customer time when they are still reading the menu. And when the menu is a booklet, you need to open the menu for them to see the menu inside. Na ibang restaurants mong good that they are not into giving that much effort sa ilang customers. Therefore, maghatag sila booklet sa ilahang guest, pasagdaan lang nila without opening the booklet. But then, it's a rule. If booklet gani siya, kinahanglan nimo siya nga i-open sa imong guest so that they can see the contents. And then opening and placing a napkin for the guest. And once again, never ever touch when you are placing the napkin sa guest. I will show you another video on that one, on how to lay the napkin. Never touch the lap of your guest. You're not allowed to touch the lap of the guest. You just put the napkin down, slowly down and with care, because it's not good to touch, So you need to excuse yourself and ask the guest, for example, sir, ma'am, may I place the table napkin on your lap? If mingon siya yes, then you are going to place it with care, and you're not going to touch the lap of the guest. If dili gani, you leave the guest, to place the table napkin sa ilang lap, Always excuse yourselves, guys. Ayaw gyud na mag-una-una mo, dili sad pwedeng wala mo initiative. So always ask before you do something for the guest. And then you need to offer water, rolls, or aperitif for any things that can be a compliment to your guest, kasi nga kapoy kayo adto sa inyong restaurant, layo pa sa tanan, and then pag-abot ni Miss wala kayo i-offer. So you need to offer something so that maganahan sila, no? So they will feel welcome, they will feel good about themselves nga, oh, this restaurant is giving something for free na way bayad. So that means it's something na makanindot sa inyong image. Okay? And then you need to offer accompaniments by sounding on, and then you need to serve and clear. So when you are going to serve and clear, you need to excuse to save yourself before serving or clearing, and thank you after serving the guest. So always excuse yourselves and always be grateful. So say thank you to the guest. And then you need to explain the food and beverage items that you're going to serve sa inyong guests, no? So for example, sa ingredients, how the food was made, and also the name, the year, and the manufacturing company of the beverage that you are serving, and the type of beverage that you are going to serve sa inyong customers, because by that, you're showing showmanship and your knowledge to the customer. It makes them feel that you are very responsible. And other than that, ang yan ka nga hatagan og tips. And then you need to talk to your customers once in a while to make them feel at ease, and you need to ask them how the food is or how the beverage is. Okay? Then after that, when you're done doing interpersonal skills when dealing with your guests, you need now to deal with guests or incidents during services. When an unforeseen incident arises, it must be dealt with promptly and efficiently without causing any more disturbance than is necessary to any of the other customers. There's no need for you masyak ka, magsaba-saba, or other than that, reckless, no? But then you need to own to your mistake, and then you need to deal that with care and with also ethics. Ethics. So when you do spillage, kananayab-an mo ang guest, what you're going to do is you check immediately that none has fallen on the customer being served, and apologize to the customer first. Always apologize and say sorry. Instead of, like say for example, there are some cases nga basin sala sa guest mo itong na-spill nimo ang sabaw sa iya, always know nga dili nato sila pwede i-blame, but then we are going to act on ourselves kung saan itabo. So we need to do the cleaning instead nga mag-try ta og do some quarrel with the customers. If you're going to quarrel to your customers, then you're not allowed to work in the hospitality industry, because we need to work with our patients that much. And then second is, if someone's falling on the customer's clothing, allow the customer to rub off the dirty area with a damp cloth. Always carry a damp cloth with you, and this will remove the worst of the spillage. If it's necessary for the customer to retire to the cloak room or to the washroom, please immediately show them to the washroom. Then the meal should be placed on hot plate until he or she returns. You need to change the food immediately. And then depending on the nature of the spillage, the establishment may offer to have a garment concerned clean. And then, if the spillage has gone to the tablecloth, the waiter should first only remove any items or equipment that may dirtied or on her way. And then she should then mop or scrape out the spillage with a damp cloth. And then an old menu card should be placed on top of the table, but under the tablecloth to meet the damaged area. And wait, is the second menu should be placed on the tablecloth, and a clean rolled napkin should be brought to the table and rolled completely over the damaged area, so that there will be no unnecessary na dirt na makita sa guests when they're eating, because you cannot remove all things na serve na nimo just because you did spill sa guest, or unnecessary spill. And any items, equipment should be returned to their correct position on the tabletop after clearing the table for spillage. And then any meals taken to the hot plate should be returned and fresh covers put down where necessary. If ang spill is naabot sa dito sa other than sa dress sa tuang guest, or naabot sa mga lying table appointments, you need to change all the table appointments with a newer one rather, so that clean siya lang taon pagbalik sa guest. And then again, apologize. Always apologize and say sorry for the accident that had happened. Okay, and then we also have here return food. Kaning pagkaon mo wala ganahin sa guest, or maybe niingon siya nga wala niya order, and then you had repeated already the order, and then wala siya gidawat sa guest. If for example, customer suggests that their chicken dish is not cooked, then the following steps might be taken. You can see that in your module. Apologize first. The dish should be removed and returned to the kitchen. The customer should be asked if he or she would like another portion of the same dish, or would prefer to choose an alternative to the dish niya hang the order. The new dish should be collected as soon as possible and served to the guest. Once again, apologize for what happened, and then the policy of the establishment will dictate whether or not the customer is to be charged for the alternative dish, or i-charge sa imuha because of the mistake na itabo. Because there are some cases kanay mga guests nga they can do damage sa waiter or waitress just by not acting mature, but we need to understand if inana nga cases gani dawato nato kung unsa may action sa guests, because they are the bloodline and the lifeblood of our business, and we need to always make it sure nga sila ang mauna kaysa sa atoa. No? So that's how patient and humble ang atong industry, because we are always looking for the needs of our customers rather than our needs. And then for lost property, if for example, a waiter finds a wallet under a chair that has recently been vacated by a customer, then you need to do this following steps. So a check should be made immediately. Number one, so immediately as to whether or not the customer has left the service area, or if he or she is still in the area, the wallet will be returned to them. Kasi nalimtan lang, no, so guess, and he or she acted up, no, or maybe na pa siya time na mabalik, so basi ginana ang case code. The second one, if the customer has left the service area, the waiter should hand the wallet to the head waiter or the supervisor, or better yet, sa inyong MOD or manager on duty. And then the supervisor should check with reception and the hall porter to see if the customer has left the building. Double check lang, so that hatag balik ang valuable na item. And then if the customer concerned is a resident, the reception mirroring the room and stating the wallet has been found. So there is a chance na pwede ang front office ang ma-signify or ma-verify as to kinsa ang owner. And if ma-double check sa system nga ang owner is naara inside sa hotel, then he or she can ring the room para ignon na nabilin ang iyahang valuable item. And then if the customer is a regular customer, it's possible that the head waiter or receptionist may know where to contact them, or they might have a contact number of that regular customer. And if the customer is a regular customer but cannot be contacted, the wallet should be kept in the lost property office until the customer's next visit. You are given such duty of remembering kinsa to siya nga guest, no, or say for example loyal customer, so that the next time naman you can give the wallet to them. And then if the owner has not been found or contacted immediately, the head waiter should list the items contained in the wallet with the waiter who found the wallet. So the list should be signed by both head waiter or supervisor and the finder of the wallet, and the list must be dated and also indicate where the article was found and at what time and what shift siya nakitaan ang wallet. And then, a copy of this list should go to the wallet lost property office, where the contents of the wallet must be checked against the list before it is accepted, so that why mawala, no, and dili madautan ang hotel. So whatever nga dili makita sa guest pag mabalik niyang wallet. And then, another copy of the list should go to the hall porter in any case inquiries are received concerning a wallet. And then before the lost property office hands over any lost property, a description of the article concerning its content should be asked. So, say for example, nanay ni sulod nangita sa ihang wallet, then ang katong nag-keep, no, or ang officer sa lost property office should verify the contents sa owner, no, or nag-ingon ng owner. And then in the case of all lost property, the steps mentioned above should be carried out as quickly as possible, so that there will be no problems, no, when it comes to dealing with lost valuable items or property. And then lost property and claim that for 3 months may become the property of the finder, who should claim it through the head waiters. So for example, niabot ng 6 months, wali hapon ni anha ang owner, so there's a possibility nga ang matong wallet or valuable item pwede mapunta sa finder. No? Okay, and then when it comes to illnesses, which is very important because we're dealing with now the COVID pandemic, no, we need to do these steps, no, so that we can avoid spreading the illness, no. So as soon as it is noticed that a customer is feeling unwell while in the dining room or restaurant, a person in contact or an authority should immediately be called. If a customer falling ill is a woman, and a female member of the staff should be called. If it's male, then male. And then a person in authority must inquire if the customer needs assistance. Say for example, if the customer is feeling weak, undergoes high blood pressure or heart attack, then you should do first aid, no? Call your head waiter immediately or the supervisor so that you can attend to the guest, no? And then it is often advisable to offer to take customer to another room to see if they are able to recover in a few minutes. And then, if the illness appears to be serious nature, then a medical staff should be called immediately. And then the customer should not be moved until the doctor has examined. So never ever hold the customer for cases kung basi ikaw ang mapasanginlan kung naunsa siya. If then the customer shall not be moved, and if necessary, the area should be screened off from other customers. And then, although this is a difficult situation to deal with in front of the general public, the minimum fuss should be made and service to the rest of the customers like normal nga function, so that they will not be scared kung saan nahitabo. And then a medical person will advise whether an ambulance should be called, and then the customer have a sudden stomach upset and wish to leave without finishing the meal, so you need to offer assistance and siya nga customer. And then payment for the part of the meal consumed and ensuing travel costs should be according to the policy of the establishment, of course. And it's not important, it is most important rather, that for all accidents, all details are recorded in the accident book, and this is the case of a claim against establishment at a later date. And then if after a short period of time, the customer returned and continued with the meal, a fresh cover should be laid. Once again, if the customer is feeling good na after feeling sick a bit. So for example, nahilo lang siya, na nalipong si for example, kana siya nasimhutan, nga dili maayon, no? There are some cases like that. So ang guest might not eat and may feel sick. But then, with proper assistance, no, pwede din mo siyang mahatagan in new cover so that makakaon po siya balik if he or she is feeling well na after. Okay. So for this video, that is my lecture for you today. So I'll be giving this video for you so that you can see me doing a discussion on the topics that we have. And the following video shall be given to you with regards to the necessary basic skills that you need to learn as a food and beverage personnel. Have a great day and thank you for watching.